Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of our Love Local Business Project, where we want to feature as many local businesses and share their stories about how they've been affected through COVID-19 and that. So today I get the pleasure to sit down with a really good friend of mine, Chad from Joe Beeverz. So thanks, Chad, for taking a couple minutes out of your day to chat.
Hey, thanks for having me on this Saturday morning.
Absolutely, no problem at all. So just if you want to take a quick second, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Joe Beeverz and stuff.
Sure. Yeah, my name is Chad Wallin. I'm the owner operator of Joe Beeverz here in Brandon. We opened in May of 2011, so we're coming on our ninth year here in Brandon. And further to that, we've expanded a little bit. We opened a location in Yorkton, Saskatchewan in 2012, and then we opened a seasonal location at Clear Lake. This will be our third summer coming up, hopefully. So.
Perfect. So I know just from knowing you that the whole business isn't only the restaurant side of it. There's a whole event services side of your business as well. Do you just want to touch on that quickly?
Yeah, we kind of, the restaurant part of it aside, the dine-in portion of it, we've kind of fell into our lap almost accidentally. Quite a few years ago, we started really expanding our catering business, and from there, we've got our own food truck. We do different events, lots of weddings, lots of small town, fairs and rodeos and that kind of stuff. We take it to Saskatoon for the Ag and Motion Show. So our business has really evolved, and we've learned to adapt our business to, I guess, the needs of our customers over the last 9 years. So yeah, we're more than just kind of that restaurant. We do the delivery and the food truck, but like I said, catering is a huge component of our business now that never started like that. So,
and your catering business is kind of different than your restaurant business, because your restaurant is a very specific type of food and stuff.
sure.
And from my experience, your catering business, I mean, you can offer anything.
Yeah, absolutely. That's I think one thing that we like to do is, a lot of people associate Joe Beeverz with, chicken wings and poutine and that kind of stuff, but we've got a very talented team here. A Red Seal chef that's very creative and imaginative and does a fantastic job. So, we can go from anything from the foot-long hot dogs that you see on our menu all the way up into kind of five-star dining. And I don't think that, we get the recognition for that, or maybe our chef doesn't get as much recognition for that as maybe he should, because, we like those challenges. We like I said, adapting, being creative, and coming up with different things that are going to make that event unique. So,
Well, I know from experience, I think it was last summer you did a catering for Jen and I and our Mediterranean style meal, and it was completely nothing close to what we recognize on a daily
yeah.
basis, Joe Beeverz, but the food was unbelievable and it got rave reviews. So, I mean, it's just another feather in your cap that way.
Oh, thanks. Thank you. Yeah, we love a challenge. We love the theme things. We love coming up with different ideas. And like I said, when we do caterings, we don't like to try and pigeonhole, that convener into here's our set menu. Here's, choose this, choose that. We like to completely design something around their taste and, most importantly, budget, because everybody's got a different budget. So
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, we've talked a few times over the past few weeks and stuff, but how has this pandemic we're going through right now affected your business?
well, I think we decided to close on, I believe it was March 16th, right, the day before St. Patrick's Day. I think if we take a look at the picture that we had 3 weeks ago to the picture that we have now, the world is completely different, and we've learned a lot in the last 3 weeks. Where, there's still obviously a great deal of uncertainty in the world, but 3 weeks ago, this was still relatively new, and I think we just wanted to reflect and see where this was going, and make the right conscious decision for the safety of our staff, the safety of our guests, not knowing where it's going. So, having to close a restaurant 3 weeks ago, had a huge impact on our business. Obviously being closed, but with the whole virus itself, I look at our industry as we're kind of a lot of one and done events, and I feel that our industry goes, in Brandon in particular, we go as the Keystone Center goes.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge economic driver for our city. Maybe doesn't get enough credit as it probably should. We certainly get a lot of economic spin-off being right across the street, but you start looking at the time of year that this happened for us. I mean, this is, to be honest, our bread and butter time of year. Mid-March till mid-May, people are coming out of hibernation and the weather's starting to get nice, and we start getting into, Wheat King playoffs and NHL playoffs and March Madness, and, baseball's starting up and all of that. Like that's our key time of the season. So we don't get that back. And so, I mean, that has a drastic impact on our business. And those, like I said, those are one and done sales that we just don't get back. And you start looking at some of the other events just at the Keystone Center as well. Like we had, I think, all 3 high school graduation fundraising dinners set up for over there. Connie was great enough to work with over there on that. The nurses conference, I mean, the spring hockey tournament. So, I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But you know what, if this was a specific Joe Beeverz problem and it was something that we were doing, I think I'd be losing a lot more sleep over it than I am. But this is a global thing that impacts all of us. And I mean, so to sit here and say, woe is me, and we're all impacted. So I'm no different than a lot of businesses, or tons of businesses, other than the fact that, we made that conscious decision 3 weeks ago to close and kind of evaluate where this was going and to see, put a plan in place so we can best come out of it on the other side. And that's kind of what we've done. So.
Well, and I applaud you for that, for putting not only your staff, but the public's kind of best interest at mind when doing that, because I know it wasn't an easy decision in that. So what have these past 3 weeks looked for you? I know you haven't just been sitting at home. I know that for a fact. So.
Yeah, no, still spending long days at the restaurant. That doesn't change. I mean, we, being a business that operates 7 days a week for the last 9 years, there's a lot of things that I don't want to say get neglected, but you just don't possibly have the time to, pull out all of your kitchen equipment as an example and really, really do a gut job of the kitchen to clean those, nooks and crannies. And with the virus on everybody's mind, that was at our forefront too, was obviously cleaning. So we've spent the bulk of the last 3 weeks just kind of doing the fine detailing, the stuff that, often got overlooked, or often, you just didn't have enough hours in the day to do. So I've had my boys here, like I mentioned to you earlier, I've taken advantage of having my twin 11-year-old boys with some child labor. And but it's been good. I mean, they get to see what dad does. They get to see, some learnings that not everything is, just easy. You have to work for it. And so, I mean, with the bad, definitely there's been some good coachable and teachable moments too for probably for all of us, but I know in my family for sure. So,
well, the one thing I've learned is there's a whole different, well, I've known it, but the kids are learning there's a whole different education to life than just what's going on at school. And they're starting to learn that now. But how does this affected your business moving forward? Like what do you see in the future here for you, in the near future and stuff?
Yeah, well, we were in that spot right now where we had a lot of things going on at Joe's. It was an exciting time. I mean, I think just 2 or 3 days prior to us announcing the close, and where this really escalated to the point we just announced our expansion plan next door. So, I mean, if you had that crystal ball, I don't know if I'd change it, because this is a short-term problem that we'll all overcome. And I think we need to keep looking forward when that time comes. So I foresee us having that room that we've long desired to have, that can hold, private parties and teams and meetings and all that kind of stuff. So the plan has still been going ahead with that. I mean, we're still excited about that. We are ready to roll out a completely new menu at the end of April. So that's still on track for whenever that time is that we do get back to that kind of new normal. Those plans are still in place, and the work behind the scenes still happens to put us in that best position when we, do get back to, full availability or full openness. The things, I guess, that it has changed is like I mentioned earlier, it's just the potential lost revenue opportunities that are one and done.
Yeah.
Will those tournaments and will the playoffs and all that kind of stuff happen again? Yeah, absolutely it will. But it's, that was just a missed opportunity. It has a huge financial impact on our business, obviously, but, they'll be back, and they might be back, bigger and stronger than ever. So I think we're trying to stay, as positive as we possibly can. And we look forward to that day when, we are completely open to the public and all those teams start rolling back in and those business groups are back having meetings. And, so we'll just keep the compass pointed forward, and hopefully that, is sooner than later. So.
Perfect. No, absolutely. So how can our community continue to support you through these times?
Well, I think our community has been great, to be honest with you, from day one. I mean, we wouldn't have lasted 9 years in this building with a small operation starting off with kind of a ridiculous name back then. So, I mean, the community has always supported us. I think a lot of people have reached out to me, to coworkers, to family, and just with positive notes. We see it on social media all the time. Hey, we really miss you guys, or can't wait till you're open. We did have an influx of gift card sales kind of right near the end when I think people saw the writing was on the wall. So I think the biggest way that people can support us is when we do reopen for takeout and curbside pickup, which I haven't mentioned yet, but we are looking at doing that starting again on Tuesday of next week. So we need to, just keep going and keep ticking along. And the best way people can support us is obviously by picking up their phone or opening their computer and ordering that online delivery or takeout. I mean, that's the best way that they can do it. So.
Perfect. Now, with the restaurant being closed but being open for delivery and takeout, how do people place those orders? What's the best way for people to reach out?
Yeah, a couple of routes. We do, delivery has become a big part of our business in the last five years or so. So we do have an online ordering platform that they can just go to. It's just www.joebeeverz.com.
Okay.
Click on the online. They can also phone the restaurant directly, just at 726-5637, and we can place their order that way. So a couple ways there that we can do it. So.
Perfect. And then they can also find you on social media and that as well. They can't necessarily post orders, but follow through on that. And
absolutely. Yeah, they can follow us on, we're on Instagram and Facebook, just under Joe Beeverz. Got a lot of information both on those platforms as well. So.
Perfect. No, that's amazing. I think I really respect what you guys are doing from a business and part of the community side of things. So is there anything else you just want to add to this or mention to the community before we wrap up?
Yeah, I think it's just, like I said, from our perspective, it's just keeping a positive mindset. I mean, we could all dwell and on the things that we don't have, but we could also look at the things that we do have. So we're pretty fortunate to live in this city. We're pretty fortunate to live in this country, and times will get better. I think we just need to keep looking at that. This is a temporary problem. So just stay positive, keep the positive comments coming to your friends, to your favorite local businesses. There's lots of us out there that, this is a crucial time, and for lots of people. And if you want to see those people back when we do get back to, that new normal, then reach out, see if you can help out, just, cheer them on.
Yeah, absolutely. So perfect. I think that's a great way to end this call. So Chad, thanks again for taking some time with us. Really appreciate it. And we have to remember to continue to support our local business. Without our local businesses, we don't have a community around. So thanks again, Chad, and we'll connect with you soon.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.